Today's topic, simple interests.
I am beautiful, no matter what they say. Words can't bring me down. I am beautiful in every single way. Yes, words can't bring me down. Oh, no. So don't you bring me down today.
Hello, big wide world of YouTube. Welcome back to Living Life with Autism. I'm Ryan, and today I'm talking about simple interests. Simple interests are a very common trait with those of us who are on the spectrum. When someone develops a certain simple interest, they spend a lot of their time learning and just studying the aspects of that interest and make sure they know every single detail about that interest. It becomes more of not so much of an obsession as more if it is maybe more of an intense hobby. A simple interest can be pretty much anything from cars to trains to school subjects, pretty much anything that you can learn about. For me personally, I love anime, Japanese folklore, psychology. Let's see, what else is there? I love watching shows, especially RuPaul's Drag Race. I love that show, so I know tons of facts about it, know queens' names, pretty much really anything. Another simple interest that I love is history, especially around the times of World War II. It's pretty weird when I'm asked about World War II, like in school or anything, and like I'll just state all these facts and just everything about it, and people look at me like, how do you know this stuff? And I'm like, that was one of my simple interests when I was growing up, is that I loved learning about World War II and just all the aspects of it. It was a very interesting war to me, and I guess I just took to that and I just knew everything I wanted to know about it. Simple interest can even be a really, really positive thing for us. It can even be milestones, stepping stones to what we want to do with our lives. For me personally, my simple interest of learning about mental disorders and how the brain works worked out huge in my favor because I love this subject so much. I am willing to base a career out of it. And for those of us who have certain simple interests that go around these kind of subjects, can really help us with our futures. And that's what I'm really hoping to do with my interest in psychology, is become a pediatric psychologist. Another aspect of simple interests is that they can change throughout someone on the spectrum's life. When I was very little, I was obsessed with wanting to be like a scientist. I didn't know what kind of scientist because I was just a little kid and I didn't know there was different kinds of scientists. All I knew was that scientists wore lab coats, they worked with beakers, they worked with different colored chemicals and all that stuff. So one year for Christmas, my mom got me a science set with a pink microscope and everything because I was so obsessed with wanting to be a scientist. But when I hit middle school, I became really obsessed with anime and cartoons and art especially. I loved drawing cartoons and characters, so I thought I wanted to be an animator. So that dream quickly changed from animation because that's what I loved, and I even got into an advanced art class in 8th grade. But when I was in high school, I discovered my psychology courses and my autism, so that's how that changed from me wanting to be a scientist to more towards pediatric psychology, which I think is amazing because I can make a career out of this that I really enjoy. Something that is really miscommunicated in the autism community is a simple interest versus a savant. A savant is a genius level person in a certain area. I'm going to use Sean Murphy in The Good Doctor as an example. He was diagnosed with savant syndrome. That is a real syndrome that you can be diagnosed with. Not everyone on the spectrum is a savant. In his case, he was a savant, though I am talking about a fictional character. But it's still a really good show. Trust me, it's worth a watch. Because I love psychology and I know a bunch of facts about it, does not mean I am a savant because I was not diagnosed with savant syndrome. Since people in the autism community have such trouble with social interaction and meeting new people, a simple interest can actually help us connect with people that have that same interest. That's how I met one of my best friends, because I didn't mention this, but another simple interest I had was my music. when I was in middle school, I tried out for band and I fell in love with it. I learned everything I could about my flute and how much I loved playing it and how much music I could create. And that's how I met some of my best friends now, is through band, and one of my best friends, which I still call my flute sister. If you ever meet someone who is on the spectrum, they will have trouble communicating with you at first because meeting new people is very hard for us. So the best option is to maybe locate their simple interest, because then they will feel more comfortable talking to you and they will talk your ear off if their simple interest is what you're talking about. Especially with my brother, if you get him started about games or anime or anything, he'll just talk your ear off, and trust me, I'll probably do the same. And if you're watching this and you have autism, comment your simple interest. I would love to find out if others share my simple interest or what kind of simple interest you have. And that is it for the video today, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. See ya!